Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I am going to be doing my everyday makeup tutorial. It's super simple. This is literally what I wear to work. No eyeliner, nothing crazy. You know, I just want to look awake because I'm always super dead and tired, but I don't want to look too overdone, you know what I mean? I just want to look like chill. That way on the weekends when I do put on some lashes or eyeliner, I could feel real cute or whatever. It's something that I can just do pretty quickly now. I've kind of mastered it, but I'm going really slow in this video because I'm talking to you guys. I just kind of wanted to sit down and be real with you guys. I wanted to tell you guys kind of what's going on in my life right now, how I'm feeling, what's going on in my head. Just really be real with you guys and open up and tell you guys like, hey, this is how I'm feeling, this is what I'm doing to fix it, and just be 100% real, honest, raw, open, whatever the hell I do. I always try to do as honest as possible for you guys. So if you guys want to watch a really long video on how to do a super quick look, but also kind of hear about what's been going on in my life, a little mini update of how I'm feeling, then go ahead and just keep on watching. My stool feels a little bit flimsy. I'm like, gotta screw that in a little bit harder. But I'm gonna go ahead and just get started because I don't want it to be too long. I usually do really long videos, but I just wanted to come on here today and talk to you guys and be real with you guys. So figured why not do a little like everyday makeup tutorial, what I do to get ready for work, and then just be real with y'all. Let's start off with the Maybelline Dream Urban Cover Full Coverage Makeup. This is in the color 220. This is pretty much what my color is in the Maybelline Fit Me. So I use this, but I lighten it up a little bit because I feel like it is a little bit dark. So I just do this. Basically, the reason I wanted to kind of just make this a let's be real for a moment kind of video, and not just like sit here and talk about a life update with you guys. You know, I want to make it fun by doing my makeup and talking about kind of what's been going on, how I've been feeling, and you know, just kind of, I just really want to come on here and I guess vent in a sense. This is the Hard Candy Glamouflage foundation in the color Olive. I use this to kind of lighten up my face because I feel like that foundation is just a little bit too dark, and this will just kind of lighten it up a little bit. And then I use the sponge to just like soften it all up, make it look super blended. But anyways, I don't know if you guys have noticed, but I haven't really been as active on social media talking about like motivational stuff or inspirational stuff or just kind of like life stuff, you know. Like I used to do that a lot, and there's two reasons why I haven't really been doing it. One, it's hard to do it now because I have such a short drive to work. I used to have over an hour-long drive when I was living in Arizona, so I had nothing but time to just sit there and talk. Well, I wasn't sitting there, I was driving, but you know what I mean. Second reason is because I just feel like I don't really have a lot to tell you guys right now as far as like motivation, because a huge part of me is kind of needing that for myself too. And what I mean by that is it's a lot easier for me to kind of like tell you guys what's going on. Oh, by the way, this is the e.l.f. 16-Hour Camo Concealer in the color Medium Sand. It's a lot easier for me to kind of tell you guys, you know, how to go about your day or what kind of mindset to have when I am also in that mindset, right? When I've kind of gone through whatever I needed to go through, and now I'm in the mindset of healing and wanting to be and feel better. But lately, it seems as though I am just having a really hard time finding that mindset. Like, usually I'm the type of person I can change how I think about a lot of stuff because I have worked super hard on, you know, realizing that everything happens for a reason, realizing that what happens, I feel like happens for you rather than to you. So, oh my god, my camera's gonna die. This is so irritating. I really thought I had it charged. We're just gonna keep going until it dies on us. So I've never wanted to like sit here and just blame everything that's going on in my life for, you know, why I'm feeling the way I'm feeling and whatnot. But there comes a point in time when it's kind of hard to just let that stuff go. It kind of just starts piling up. You start feeling super overwhelmed, super stressed. By the way, I'm going to be using the Dragon Transformation Face Powder by Dragon Beauty. yeah, it just all starts to kind of build up on you, and then you just feel like you can't come up above water. Like I feel like I just have not been able to come above water. Like I'm just drowning and waves just keep on crashing on me, and I'm just like, what do I do? Like how can I just take a second to breathe? And I started thinking about this. I was like, what's going on? Like what in my life is making me feel a certain type of way? And it really boiled down to my job. My job is not a super hard job. I work in the IT field, and I've told you guys this before, and it's pretty much like a mix of help desk support and also going out and seeing clients and doing, you know, on-sites, that kind of stuff. I'm using the Wet n Wild contouring palette in the color Dolce de Leche. So it's not always I'm stuck like in the office. Like tomorrow I'm gonna be heading out to Corona, California to go see one of our clients. So it's not like I'm like stationary and I'm always in the office, but at this location 90% of the time I am, because we don't have a huge clientele out here in California. Most of our clients are based out of Arizona because that's where Phoenix branch is, and that's like our home base, headquarters, whatever the hell you want to call it. I don't really have a lot of clients to see here. And I also kind of realized that you don't really realize how much human interaction makes a huge difference, but it really does. So at this office, I only have me and four other people, sorry, the branch manager and 3 of the printer techs. And, you know, even though our California office consists of other people, they're all remote, so they're never in the office. For the most part, hardly any of the techs are ever in the office. You know, like they always have sites to go to because we have a lot of California clients on the printer side. But it really does kind of like weigh on you when you're like the only one in the office 90% of the time. I don't know, I feel like when I used to have like hard days in Phoenix, it would be nice to just like talk to my teammates and just be like, guys, like this is what's going on, I'm so frustrated, or whatever, you know what I mean? It didn't always have to be like complaining, but sometimes when you're having a super stressful day, it's nice to just like have someone to talk to just like joke about stuff, or, you know, just like disconnect from work for like 2 seconds. Even if you're at work and you're talking, you know what I mean? It's still nice to have someone to just kind of like disconnect with. By the way, I'm using the Too Faced Peanut Butter Palette, and I'm using this extra creamy shade to do the highlight. So kind of like, one, it's almost like being in a new company. Even though it's the same company that I've been working for over a year, it feels like a new company because I don't really know anybody on the San Diego side. You know what I mean? This was like my first time really getting to know them, was working here with them, because I only saw them a few times before I moved out here. I'm also going into the e.l.f. Modern Metals palette, and I'm using this really pretty yellow shade. It's like a really dark mustard, and it looks so nice as like a crease color. But anyways, back to what I was saying. So I don't really know these people enough to just kind of like sit down and like vent, or, you know, just kind of like bullshit with. Like, I mean, we talk and they're nice, they're really nice people, but it's just not the same, you know what I mean? I went and I started at this company with a whole bunch of people. The Phoenix office is huge. My department had a lot of people when I first started. Now we just seem to be losing people like crazy, whether they're being let go or, you know, quitting on their own. So it was just like a huge thing to kind of like get used to and get like acclimated. I don't know, it's just really weird. And so I feel like it's definitely an off vibe. Like I feel like when I go to work, I just don't feel comfortable. Like I don't feel, not like home, because work is definitely not home, but you know how they have that saying, like you just know when a place feels like home, like it's comfortable, everything feels fine and great. And here it's like I don't feel that way yet, you know what I mean? And granted, I am pretty new, and like I haven't had enough time to just like sit and talk to the people that work in this office because I don't see them very often. But I don't know, it's just, it really does make a huge world of difference when you have people that you can just like come to and like talk to and just like chill with, and the office itself feels like comfortable. So that's like kind of what I started looking at. I was like, okay, maybe I'm just like still having like that new girl feeling, right? Like, I don't know these people, they already got their little thing that they do, and I'm just like the new person, you know? The more I started thinking about it, I was like, no, it's not just that. Like, there's more going on here as to why I'm feeling super weird or not like myself. So of course I was like, gotta do some digging, gotta reflect, gotta see what's going on in my mind here. And I realized that I just am very, and it's like my voice is getting shaky. It's almost hard to admit it because you don't want to admit these things to yourself, much less the whole world, right? Not that like everybody and their brother watches me, but there's a lot of people on YouTube, right? Who knows where my video will end up or who sees it. I just realized that I was getting to a place where I feel, this is a very present feeling. I feel extremely depressed and I feel very isolated, and not that people are isolating me, I'm isolating myself. Whenever I get to this point where like I'm not feeling good about myself or I'm not feeling good about certain situations in my life, I tend to kind of like isolate. I push myself back from people that care about me and that I care about. And it sucks because I don't want to do that to myself nor to the people that I care about. But it just happens, you know what I mean? It just happens, and it's hard for me to get out of that funk. And I've been noticing that when I get off work, the last thing I want to do is film a video or talk to people or go out, or you know, just the last thing I want to do is do anything when I get home. I just want to get home and go to bed. And I started realizing like, hey, that's not me. Like, I moved to San Diego and this was supposed to be like the best transition. I was gonna be super happy because I've always wanted to live in California, right? So I had these like pretty high expectations, which you should never do. You should never have extremely high expectations for anything, because then you get those expectation hangovers. That's Christine Hassler for you guys. But you know, I still had this like feeling like this was gonna be the best possible move for me. And you know, it's not to say that it's not, and it's not to say that I'm not enjoying it. I love living in San Diego. I love being in California. I think it's great that there's always something to do. I think it's great that like the weather's beautiful 90% of the time. Like, I think it's awesome, and I'm really happy to be here, and I'm super grateful that I can manage it. It's just really hard to kind of come to terms with the fact that like, even though you moved out here, you're still upset. And I'll just like kind of sit back sometimes and ask myself like, Heather, what are you upset about? Like, what do you have to be upset about? You're living out the dream of living in California. That's what you always wanted to do. You know, you're living with two of your best friends, you have a decent paying job. Like, why are you so depressed? And I just like keep asking myself, like, what, are you not grateful for what's going on? Like, are you not happy with what's going on with your life? And the answer to that is like, I'm super grateful, I'm just not happy. And you know, a lot of the times I feel like we stay content with things, but we don't feel fulfilled. And I'm getting to a point in my life where I'm like, I would rather be fulfilled than just content, or I'd rather be fulfilled than just happy. Because again, I've said this many times, like, happiness is something that you have to continuously work at. It's not a feeling that you're gonna have all the time and it's just like never gonna go away. Like, no, you have to continuously work on these feelings, right? And so I feel like a lot of times I question myself with like, you have no business being upset or depressed or whatever. And I get so hard on myself and I get down on myself. And then I realize like, no, like, just because you have all of this stuff that you want doesn't mean that you're happy. You know what I mean? And so I really had to like dig deep into myself, and I had to say, what's not making me happy? What's not adding value to my life? What is it about my life that I'm not liking? And through much consideration and thinking and really digging into what was making me feel a certain way, I finally found that my job is the absolute biggest trigger and factor when it comes to my unhappiness. And the reason I say this is because this is the place that I am at 9+ hours of the day, 5 days a week. It's a place that I'm at all the time. And it sucks because I'm starting to get to a point where like I legit wake up in the morning and I dread waking up. I dread going to bed at night. I'm like, if I go to bed, that just means that the morning's gonna come faster, and like I can't do the morning right now. And that's not me. Like, I've never been that type of person. Like, I mean, obviously, like as a kid I went through like a pretty rough and severe depression, but this is like a totally different feeling. I just have to like be real with myself. I have to be real with myself, and I have to tell myself like, this feeling right here is only temporary. It's not going to be how I'm going to feel forever, but it's how I feel right now, and I need to be present in these feelings, in this moment, have compassion for myself, and tell myself like, hey, it's going to be okay. Right now it's not okay, but it's going to be okay. So that took a lot out of me, like trying to discover what it was that, like why I was feeling the way I was feeling. And I'm gonna go into this bananas color. It's this really pretty gold. I love wearing this because I feel like doing just a little bit of shimmer on the lid really helps to make you look a little bit more awake, especially when I'm looking dead half the time in the morning. So I feel like it just makes you look just a wee bit more awake. I feel like it took a lot out of me to really look into myself and say, okay, this is why I'm feeling the way I'm feeling, and I'm depressed, and it's okay. It's okay to not be okay. And I've said this so many times, especially when I was going through my really, really hard times after my breakup. It is 100% okay to not be okay. You know, you have to work on the things that are making you the most upset, or the things that, you know, you feel are contributing to this feeling. And again, like, it all stems back to my job. I have great friends. I have a great boyfriend who does everything he can to make me happy, and I still push people away, and I still feel unhappy. And at the end of the day, like, I can't sit around and just complain about it, you know? Like, obviously I had my moments. Like, I gave myself my time to sit and be in those feelings. I gave myself my time to sit and be like, okay, I am depressed. This is why I feel this way. You know, what can I do about it? Or even just sit there and be like, okay, well, this is how I feel right now, and I don't care about anything else. I don't want to do anything else. I don't want to feel anything else. Like, this is me. But then I got up and I told myself, like, you know, it's time to move forward. It's time to figure out what you can do to make yourself feel better, because this is no way to feel. It's no way to feel, no way to live. So what can we do? I guess just to like kind of go back into this, like I said, I have been feeling this way about my job because it is extremely overwhelming and stressful. Again, it's not a super hard job. Sorry, I like keep jumping all over the place, so I'm trying to get back to like what I was originally telling you guys. It's not a super hard job by any means. Like, there's definitely times where there's a like hard work to do, but it's a pretty simple job with pretty intense problems that you have to figure out. We have a much smaller staff now than we did when I first started, and we have more clients than we did when I first started. So imagine like the stress of that. Okay, you have all these clients to take care of, you have hundreds of tickets a day, you have a very small bucket of resources as far as like technicians that can work on things, engineers that you can escalate to. So, you know, it is super, super stressful and super overwhelming and super draining. And I feel like it just really starts to eat away at you when you have customers yelling at you or your own coworkers yelling at you. Like, I had one of my engineers blow up on me one day, and I was like, this is not the day. Like, I legit told my boss that I was about to quit. I was like, I'm gonna live under a bridge. I don't know. I just can't do this anymore, because it was just really starting to like eat away at me. I had to, you know, look at it and say, okay, what about this can I change? And I'm gonna be honest with you guys, lately, like these past couple of months, I have just been going into work feeling like there's just no point. I'm not even happy. I'm dreading every day of my life. Like, this sucks. But, you know, as much as it sucks and as hard as it is, you have to work on changing your mindset. You can't just continue to live in all of that negativity, because it's just not going to get you anywhere. People who go places and get places and do well don't sit there in their negativity and just complain about it. They do something about it. I feel like I just had to like sit down and just say, okay, what about this can I change? What about my situation can I change? What about my situation can I make better? And you know, I just started kind of thinking about what it is that I need. I'm like, okay, if I were to stay at this company, it's gonna look great on me to have certifications that look good for our department. So I need to start working on certs. If I don't want to stay with this company, I still need to work on certs because it's gonna look good on me when I go to look for a job, right? I'm not gonna do any false eyelashes because like I said, this is kind of like my everyday wear. This is what I would do going to work where I don't really have a lot of time and I just need to look alive. I have found that, like I said, putting a shimmery color on the lid really helps to like make you look alive, but also putting a shimmery color in the inner corner also kind of like brightens up your eyes, makes you look alive. That's just what I'm saying. You guys should try it out, let me know. Back to what I was saying. So I had to figure out what can I do, right? So I said, okay, work on yourself, Heather. What can you do to make yourself feel better, for one, and two, be somebody who is very, very wanted, I guess? Like not easily replaced, I suppose, because you know, in companies, especially if you don't own them, anybody is replaceable. No matter how good they are at their job, no matter how many certs they have, no matter what, we're all replaceable, right? So I had to really like think about that, and I had to say, okay, what will make me somebody who's not irreplaceable but wanted, somebody that they definitely value? And so I said, okay, well, I need to work on certs. And, you know, just giving myself a goal of getting a certification has kind of boosted how I feel about myself. It, for a little bit, kind of tore me down because when I was in college, I was seriously like so good at studying. I was motivated. I was determined. You know, I would work all day long and then I would come home and I would do school all night. And yeah, I'd be tired, but I could do it, you know? And it's kind of annoying because I hate that I like compare myself to my old self, because it's like, dude, I'm almost freaking 30. Like I'll be 28 in a few days. So yeah, I'm gonna have less energy than I did when I was 19 going to college, you know? But it's still the fact of the matter that I was able to push myself to do and be better. So I have to continue to do that for myself. But he's gonna say, okay, this is exactly how you get out of your funk. This is how you do it. This is step by step of what you need to do. Nobody's gonna tell you that. And I know there's times where I tell you guys, here, like, try this, do this. And it's because I have done these things and I've been like, okay, this works for me. I want it to work for everybody else. But at the end of the day, you have to be the one that holds yourself accountable for how you feel and for the actions that you do. And then I told myself, okay, well, what else makes me feel better about the current situation that I'm in? It's definitely been learning how to leave work at the door. I used to be really good at this. I used to be like, 4 o'clock, I'm out, don't talk to me, I don't care. Nowadays, I feel like I just drag that shit home. I'm so stressed out, I'm so overworked, I'm so overwhelmed. I take it home and I sit with it for hours and hours and hours instead of leaving it at the door. And it just makes me so upset. And so I've been trying to learn to go back to leaving it at the door, leaving my problems, my stress. I'll come home and I'll vent to my roommates and tell them, because they're my best friends. Like I'll tell them, hey, like I'm having a shitty day, or this is what happened today, or this is how I'm feeling. But it's just to vent. It's not to sit there and, you know, use all of that crappy negative energy against myself. I'm learning to leave it at the door and walk away and be like, okay, we can pick back up tomorrow. So that was another thing that I had to like push myself to do. So I had to push myself to give myself a goal. And sorry, I'm kind of like all over the place with this, so I'm kind of trying to break it down for you guys. I had to push myself to give myself a goal. Oh, by the way, the 2 mascaras that I used were the L'Oreal Telescopic, like one of my all-time favorites, and then the Wet n Wild Mega Wear. I got this one from the dollar store. I actually like them together. I think they're a good mix. And now I'm using the Wet n Wild eyebrow pencil. But yeah, like I said, I gave myself a goal, and it's a pretty big goal, but I'm okay with that. I don't have to do a million goals at once. If I have just one big goal, I'll be happy, right? As long as I can accomplish that goal and I know I'm working towards that goal every single day. I've also learned to leave the bad stuff, the negative energy, all of that at the door. You can bring it to your front door, you can leave it at your work door. Either way, leave that shit outside. Don't bring it back with you and let it control your entire day. Also been really working on trying to find a passion again for something that I love. And one of the biggest things that I did growing up, like after my parents got a divorce, one of the biggest things I did was do a lot of DIY projects. I love DIY stuff. It makes me happy. I love the creativity that goes into it. I love making something that I get to call mine, you know, things like that. But also the videos that I used to do. I used to come home from school when I was in high school and film a video because I was like, this is what makes me happy. I love filming videos. So I decided to put more energy into like filming videos for you guys. And you know what? It doesn't feel like a job anymore. It feels like a passion again. It feels like something fun that I want to do. I want to come home and create. I want to, you know, get more stuff out to you guys, get more content, figure out what you guys like to watch and see. I love that it doesn't feel forced anymore. It doesn't feel like a job anymore. So it's been really nice to get back into the habit of like doing videos and using that as a good distraction for how I'm feeling. You know, it's okay, guys. Like, I post pictures and videos and stuff all the time where I totally look like I am a-okay. I'm having the best freaking life ever, the best day ever. But you know what? That's because, like we all know, people are only going to post the good stuff, right? We're not going to sit around posting bad stuff. The other day, I literally was driving to work and I just busted out in tears. I just busted out crying because I was so sad. I was so depressed and I was just like, what am I doing with my life? Like, I'm just not happy. I'm not fulfilled. My job sucks. Like, everything about my life right now just feels so stressful. And again, like, I had to work on changing that mindset because I don't want days like that. I don't want days where I'm gonna sit around crying or just be freaking driving to work and crying. You know what I mean? But you gotta take the good with the bad. You can't just go straight to the healing process and be healed without going through the actual process. And for me, that's just taking it day by day, minute by minute if I have to. You know what I mean? Because one second I'll be okay and the next second I'm crying in my car. And it's okay. Like, it's totally okay to do that and it's okay to feel that way. Just remember that no matter what, through all of this, the process is what is the most important. Always trust the process that you go through. I was listening to a motivational speech, which I have been doing so much now, and I kind of wanted to talk to you guys about that. I'm going to speed it up because I'm like, damn, this is 14 minutes. I already know it's going to be a long video. I'm listening to a lot of motivational speeches because it has been helping me get out of my funk in the morning because I'm really like upset when I wake up. I'm like, ugh, another day. Like, I don't want to go to work. But I've been listening to Les Brown a lot. I love his energy. I love his speeches. I love the way he uses them to just really kind of break down everything about fear and, you know, becoming the best version of you. It's insane how good he is. So I've been really loving Les Brown. If you guys don't know who that is, you should definitely check him out. He might be very beneficial to you without you even knowing it. I have been listening to motivational speeches to get myself out of the negative mindset right when I wake up in the morning, because like I said, I wake up and I'm like, nope, don't want to do it. Let's go back to bed. Let's reset. Wake me up when I feel better. With that, with taking the time to kind of heal myself and be with all of the bad feelings and, you know, be okay with knowing that, you know, I'm gonna have good days, I'm gonna have bad days. I have been able to kind of work on overcoming a lot of the bad stuff. I want to do better and be better, and I want to feel like me again. So I can't just sit around and be upset. And so I don't know, I guess I just really wanted to talk to you guys and just let you guys know, like, hey, you know, even though online, social media, whatever, I portray this like super happy, I got my life together, Kelly's amazing, life is great, oh my god, perfect lifestyle. Not perfect. We know nobody's perfect, but you know what I'm trying to say. There's still a huge part of me that's like, hey, you don't see what goes on behind closed doors. You don't see what goes on when the camera's off. There are definitely days where I sit and I'm just in my room by myself, isolated and sad and crying and thinking about, like, what do I need to do to change? And there's days where I'm driving to work and I just start crying. Like, there are bad days and there's always going to be bad days because, like I said, happiness is something you continuously work at. It's not something that you're always going to have. It's not something that, like, you can always expect to be there. You know what I mean? And so, I don't know. I guess like the point of this whole video, it's probably all over the place and I'm so sorry, but the whole point of this video is just to tell you guys it's okay to not be okay, and it's okay to have moments where you feel like your whole life is a mess and you don't even know where you're gonna go next. I just put on this Buxom matte lipstick that is called Sinful Cinnamon. It's one of my favorites right now. I think it's super gorgeous and I think it's like perfect for the fall, so I just threw that on. And then usually by the time I have finished everything, my eyelashes are dry. These are still kind of wet, so I'm gonna wait, but I will recurl them so that they look a little bit longer. Anyways, let's get back to what I was saying. It is okay to not be okay. It is okay to not always have a smile on or to not always have the most positive mindset. It's okay to be in those bad moments or those really negative moments or those moments that make you feel like you're literally the lowest you've ever been in your life. Just know that no matter what you're feeling, no matter what you're going through, it's going to get better. And right now for me, it's not better, but it's not as bad as it was. You know what I mean? So every day, no matter how small the change is, I take that and I'm grateful for it and I say, okay, I feel better than I did yesterday. And maybe tomorrow I'll feel worse than I did today, or maybe I'll feel worse than I did a few days ago. But at the end of the day, I'm working on changing whatever it is about myself that makes me feel so depressed, or about my situation rather. It's not so much like depressed with myself. I mean, I am upset with myself that I don't have the same kind of like motivation and determination that I once did, but I'm more upset with the fact that I allow my situation to just like take control and make me feel like crap. So yeah, I just, like I said, I just really wanted to tell you guys kind of like how I was feeling, be real with you guys. So like if I don't seem like myself, I'm not all over social media, or I'm not like, you know, giving you guys what I used to, it's because I'm still kind of trying to get myself out of this funk of where I feel like complete and total crap. But you know, once I get there, it's gonna be wonderful and it's gonna be a beautiful journey regardless of the pain, tears, whatever the hell. It's gonna be a beautiful journey. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope that it was super easy to follow. This is literally like my everyday kind of look. If you guys enjoyed this video, please give it a huge thumbs up. It really does help me out. Like, it legit lets YouTube know that I am still relevant in some kind of way. Even if it is only 800, 1,000 views, that means 800 to 1,000 viewers still sticking with me, still rocking with me, still watching my videos, and for that I am 100% grateful. I appreciate you guys so much more than I'll ever be able to express on camera or in person. But yeah, thank you guys for watching and making it through this entire video. If you did, I commend you. Like, that is, thank you so much. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed it and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye guys.